What if I told you that the healthy breakfast you've trusted for decades may be quietly destroying your muscle every single morning after 60, and that by changing just one thing at breakfast, you could begin restoring strength, balance, and confidence without gyms, supplements, or medication? Now let me explain why this matters so much. Most people believe muscle loss is an unavoidable part of aging, that once you pass 60, weakness is simply the price you pay for getting older. I believe that too, until years of clinical experience proved otherwise. I've seen men and women in their late 60s and early 70s regain strength they thought was gone forever, not by training harder, but by eating smarter at the right time of day. Here's the truth no one tells you. Your body makes a critical decision every single morning. It decides whether today will be a day of muscle repair or muscle breakdown. And that decision is strongly influenced by what you do and don't eat at breakfast. This isn't about extreme diets or perfect discipline. It's about understanding how the aging body actually works. In this video, I'll show you why common breakfast habits silently switch your body into muscle loss mode, and how simple, realistic changes can flip that switch back on. If you want to stay strong, independent, and confident in your own body as you age, this may be the most important breakfast conversation you've ever heard. Have you ever woken up in the morning, sat on the edge of your bed, and quietly wondered to yourself, when did my body start feeling this weak? I'm not asking that to make you feel discouraged. I'm asking because almost every patient over 60 who walks into my clinic has felt this at some point, even if they rarely say it out loud. They tell me they still eat healthy, they still go for walks, they still take their vitamins faithfully, and yet somehow their body no longer responds the way it used to. Standing up from a chair takes more effort. Carrying grocery bags makes their hands tremble slightly. Climbing stairs requires holding onto the railing, not because of pain, but because of uncertainty. Have you ever felt that way? I want you to understand something important right from the start of this video. This is not just normal aging, and it is absolutely not something you have to accept. In medicine, we call this process sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. But I don't like complicated medical terms. I prefer to explain it in a simpler, more honest way. Your body is quietly taking away your strength, a little more each day. What makes this so dangerous is how silent it is. There's no pain, no loud warning signs, no obvious red flags. Until one day you realize, I'm not the same person I was just a few years ago. One of my patients, Margaret, 62 years old, once said something to me that I've never forgotten. Doctor, I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm afraid that one day I'll need help doing the things I used to do so easily. Margaret wasn't lazy. She wasn't neglecting her health. She truly believed she was doing everything right. And this is the critical point I want you to hear. Most people over 60 don't lose muscle because they're doing too many things wrong. They lose muscle because they're doing one small thing wrong every single morning. Breakfast. I know that sounds almost too simple to be true, but imagine this for a moment. While you're asleep, your body isn't resting the way you think it is. It's doing two things at the same time: breaking down old, damaged, weakened muscle fibers and preparing to rebuild them stronger than before. Here's the problem. Your body can't rebuild muscle without raw materials. And those materials, protein, amino acids, hormones, minerals, are largely determined by what you eat in the morning. This is something very few older adults have ever had clearly explained to them. Breakfast isn't just about eating something. Breakfast is a golden window for muscle repair and recovery. And yet I've watched hundreds of patients unknowingly slam that window shut every single day because of choices that seem harmless. White toast, healthy boxed cereals, a cup of coffee on an empty stomach, a bit of bacon because it has protein. I'm not saying this to blame you. I'm saying it because for decades, nutrition advice led you to believe these were good choices. But modern science and my years of clinical experience tell a different story. After age 60, your body no longer processes food the way it did at 40. The same breakfast can produce completely different effects in a 65-year-old body. I once treated a man named James, 64 years old. He told me the thing he feared most wasn't illness, it was losing his independence. He drank coffee every morning. He ate quickly just to get through the day, and he couldn't understand why he felt weaker year after year, until we looked closely at how his day actually began. It wasn't a lack of discipline. It wasn't a lack of effort. He was missing the right signals for his body. I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, how does your morning usually begin? Are you nourishing your body or simply quieting hunger? Because muscles don't disappear just because of age. They disappear when your body is no longer reminded that strength still matters. In the next part of this video, I'm going to show you the breakfast foods that are silently destroying your muscle, and more importantly, the simple foods that can reverse this process even after age 60. No medications, no extreme gym routines, just understanding what to eat and when to eat it. If you're still here listening to me right now, that tells me something important. You're not ready to give up your strength, and I'm here to help you keep it. Let's begin. Now, I want you to picture a very familiar morning. You wake up. The first thing you do isn't eating. It's pouring yourself a cup of coffee. So many of my patients start their day this way, and I understand why. Coffee clears the fog. It makes you feel like you still have energy. But what almost no one ever explains is this. When you drink coffee on a completely empty stomach, your body doesn't interpret it as a morning ritual. It interprets it as a stress signal. Your adrenal glands immediately release cortisol, the stress hormone. And cortisol has one very specific job, to break down muscle to create survival energy. One of my patients once said to me, "Doctor, I drink coffee to feel stronger, so why do I feel weaker every year?" The answer is simple but uncomfortable. Every single morning, before you even eat, your body is being pushed into self-destruction mode. But coffee isn't the only problem. Many people then follow it with what they believe is a light breakfast, a slice of white toast, or a bowl of refined cereal. And this is where things get more subtle and more dangerous. White bread and refined cereals cause a sharp spike in blood sugar. Insulin rises quickly, and high insulin in the morning is like hanging a close sign on your muscle-building factory. Your body isn't building, it's storing. Worse, when blood sugar crashes later, your body turns to burning muscle to keep you going. I once met a 71-year-old man who had been a carpenter his entire life. He ate cereal every morning for over 20 years because he believed it was heart healthy. What he didn't realize was that he was slowly losing the steady hands that defined his craft. Muscle doesn't disappear because you don't eat. It disappears because your body doesn't receive the right amino acids at the right time. And this leads to an important truth that very few people over 60 are ever told. Eating enough protein does not mean absorbing enough protein. After age 60, stomach acid naturally declines. Without sufficient stomach acid, protein isn't properly broken down. It passes through your digestive system, and your muscles never get the message. That's why so many people tell me, "I eat eggs, I eat meat every day. Why am I still getting weaker?" It's not that you're eating the wrong foods. Your body simply doesn't process food the way it used to. This is where whole eggs, Greek yogurt, and real lean meats make a real difference. Whole eggs, especially the yolk, send a clear signal. This is complete protein. Build. Greek yogurt delivers enough leucine to activate muscle protein synthesis, a threshold many older adults never reach. Lean meats provide natural creatine, which muscles need not just for size, but for strength and power. But protein alone still isn't enough. When you remove all fat, fat-free milk, dry meals, no oil diets, you quietly block the absorption of vitamins A, D, E, and K. These vitamins tell your muscles, this protein is meant to be used. Healthy fats from avocado, nuts, and seeds don't make you gain fat. They help your body actually use the nutrients you're eating. I've seen patients add nothing more than half an avocado to breakfast and notice better stamina within weeks. And then there's something incredibly simple, but deeply overlooked. Water. After a night of sleep, even mild dehydration reduces muscle contraction strength. You feel weak, but you don't know why. And if you never step into morning sunlight, vitamin D, the hormone that activates muscle, remains silent. You may have protein, you may have discipline, but the muscle-building signal is never turned on. Finally, we need to talk about something many people believe is helpful: processed meat. Bacon, sausage, deli meats. They're not just protein. They're chronic inflammation disguised as food. Inflammation slowly damages muscle fibers day after day. You don't feel it immediately. You feel it years later. And all of this brings us to one very clear truth. Breakfast is not just another meal. It is the golden window that decides whether your body builds or breaks down muscle for the rest of the day. Eat wrong in the morning, and your body breaks down muscle all day long. Eat right in the morning, and your body remembers something very important. We still need strength. And that, more than youth, more than appearance, is what we are trying to reclaim: the right to remain strong in our own body. Before we end this video, I want you to pause for just a moment, not to remember more facts, but to listen to your own body. Ask yourself honestly, do you feel yourself getting weaker faster than you did a few years ago? Are there things you once did effortlessly that now require thought or hesitation? And deep down, do you worry that maybe this is just something you have to accept? I've practiced medicine for over 30 years, and if there's one thing I've learned from thousands of patients over the age of 60, it's this: your body doesn't betray you because of age. It simply responds to what it has been given over the years. The good news is you still have a choice, even today, even tomorrow morning. Sometimes all it takes is a few small changes made at the right time, a real breakfast, the right signal to your body, and the decision that you're not ready to give up your strength. If this video made you nod even once, if you recognized yourself in any of the stories I shared, please leave me a comment below. How old are you? What changes have you noticed most in your body? I read every comment, and I truly want to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, please tap the like button, not for the algorithm, but as a reminder to yourself that your health deserves attention. And if you know a friend, a spouse, or a family member who's quietly getting weaker each year without knowing why, please share this video with them. It might be exactly what they need to hear at the right moment. Finally, if you'd like to continue this journey with me, real stories, clear and practical health guidance, and honest conversations about staying strong, independent, and dignified as we age, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I don't promise miracles, but I do promise honesty, spoken plainly, with care, and grounded in real experience. Thank you for spending your time here with me. Take care of yourself, not because you fear aging, but because you still have so much life left to live with strength. I'll see you in the next video.